Yo guys, it's me Matrix here, coach of the Welsh Waylords. We are bringing you our team reveal for the Season 6 of the VDL Draft League. This season, the VDL has split off into V-Create and Searing Shot. Searing Shot are for the newcomers and those who just want a light introduction to the VDL scene, draft league scene. And V-Create is for all the experienced veterans who have been playing in all the previous seasons, as well as some other high caliber competitors, which I find myself lucky to be a part of. So yeah, we're just going to do a brief team draft recap, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be too over the top. I'm kind of just doing this off a whim. We've already seen great videos from Batista, from Sam. My absolute favourite video so far has got to be Saki's. I don't think anyone's going to top that. That was just amazing. However, we'll just give a brief overcap of what we've got and any reasons for it, and I suppose might as well just pop the team up. So let's have a look. What have we got? Oh, just before I do so, just to set the scene for what the VDL's season's like. It's 8 weeks long. For the V-Creates, there's 24 coaches, all in one draft. If you haven't seen VDL before, check out some of my videos from previous seasons. Check out the VDL content creators which are floating around. And honestly, best draft league to be a part of. Such a great community and so competitive. But no, there's 24 coaches all in one draft. We are split across 4 divisions: Ruby, Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl. This season we're in the Sapphire division with the likes of Batista, and who is the Mono Master. We've got Ruby T, who is playing on behalf of his partner's wishes, Gemma, doing a full-on pony team. We have got Sakimoto, one of the Doug Bros. He's playing in our division. We have got newcomer to the VDL, long-term friend Masenko of the Drowsy Drac results. And lastly, we have got Gert Bilbo, one of the best players I know. Brilliant guy, and he's such a great help with my singles and VGC games. So yeah, super tough division. Can't wait to find out who the outer division players are, because not only do we play all these players in our single division, we also play one player from each of the others. So I'll be playing all 5 in Sapphire, as well as 1 from Ruby, 1 from Pearl, and 1 from Diamond. So yeah, let's just get on to it, shall we? Have a look, see what I've got. So yeah, here's the team. We've got Darmanitan, Tapu Fini, Sceptile, Dramper, Mienshao, Crobat, Steelix, Morpeko, Buffalant, Cofagrigus, and that thing. So I'll start off with just give it a brief thing. 9th to go in the draft. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. Tapu Fini was still on the board. Tapu Fini's pretty strong. I like the idea of having a bulky water type. Let's go with Tapu Fini. Grab Mienshao in round 2, I think, just because I've never played a Series 10 draft league at this high caliber. I've started a couple others, on Showdown and stuff, just to get a bit of a feel for Series 10, because obviously this is a draft league without maxing and without restricteds. So I know Mienshao's pretty strong in Series 10. It worked really well for Saki last season. Tapu Fini worked really well for Ruby T last season. So yeah, I thought, why not? Mienshao in a focus, fake out, feint. It's just a good mon, really fast, great support, and it's a mon that I'm really familiar with. We then get Sceptile, the grass type, just for the unburden, really, more than anything. It's 120 base speed. I think it's the fastest unburden mon. So pair that with Tapu Fini, and it's not awful. It's a bit poison weak, but it's okay. Sceptile is actually my favorite Pokemon, but it's one of these cases, like similar to like Wailord. I really like Wailord. Will never draft a Wailord because I feel like Sceptile's kind of underwhelming. It's not got the best supportive move pool, and its damage output is very lackluster. It's got good speed. It just needs a bit of setup to do anything major. But we're gonna try with it. We're gonna try. I think I've got some ideas that I can run with it this season. Seeing a lot of what Sam did last season, so we'll see what we can do. Might as well mention Darmanitan is our fire type. Was hoping to get something else like Magmortar or something a little bit lower costing. However, the fire types are a little bit. I always find fire types are hard to draft. There's never really a fire type that makes me go, yes, I want that. And I always find that the fire types are really high costing, and in this season, the points were so restrictive. Like, I think we had 275 points for our three free picks, but at the same time, all the free picks were higher costing than they were last season, so they all increased by 25 points, but we only got an extra 25 points to spend on them, so it shifts the average a little bit to your lower end. So you're basically building a bit more around your tier 3s and 4s. But no, we ended up getting Darmanitan. I wasted a second pick on a tier 2 pick on it, just because I don't know. I've always wanted to use Darmanitan. The other options were still like Flareon, Rapidash, Sensor Scorch, and I've used all of those before, and I wanted something different. I mean, I was already using Tapu Fini, which is different, Sceptile, which I've used in mini tours and stuff, and so I wanted another mon that was different just to keep it a little bit more flexible. Sometimes in draft, if you use the same mon over and over again, you get a little bit bored. Speaking of, we've got Drampa. So Drampa, as many of you might know, one of my staples of a team. I always seem to get Drampa, the Dragon Grandpa, as we call him. But he was one of my later picks in the draft. I think he got in the final 3 rounds. I just needed something a little bit more specially hitting, like a little bit more special offense. I needed a Dragon type, to be honest, so we ended up getting Drampa. Something I'm really familiar with. I'm not as familiar with him in an out of max format, but he's still got some cool tech, really good coverage, and you can't knock a stab hyper voice from that special attack stat. I think it's like 135 special attack. So yeah. To complete the fantasy core, we have Steelix. I wanted Corviknight originally, but then between fire types becoming scarce, Corviknight getting picked up, we ended up taking Steelix as our steel type, but I'm really happy about that. We saw how Steelix paired with in DDF last season in VDL with Otto, getting that Misty Seed, getting that Psychic Seed, and I can do the same here with Misty Seed, giving it a free special defense boost, because obviously Steelix can take a physical attack, but especially it's a little bit more on the frail side. So it's nice to be able to pair it with a terrain setter with burns. It really helps it. Half the time we run like body press, but burns obviously affect it. And what I really like about Steelix is that it's a solid switch in for Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini only being weak to like poison, electric, and grass. Steelix is immune to 2 of those. And well, as you can see, I'm about to make a reference to Bouffalante and Drampa. Both of these have got Sap Sipper as one of their abilities, so I've got 2 grass switch-ins for Tapu Fini as well. So I feel like Tapu Fini is really well supported, at least defensively, less so offensively. But no, we'll talk about Bouffalante. From the moment I created this team with Tapu Fini, I knew I wanted Bouffalante. I've seen it put in work in the victory, I think it's the V-Star tournament with Guma, and he gets access to the reckless ability, boosting its signature head charge, 120 base power, 100% accurate, and boosting that to by, I don't know, 1.3 maybe, which is like a life orb boost. And that's stab. It's a normal stab. It's really nice. Neutral hitting across many types, only really resisted by steel and rock, and immune by ghost. So really like the Bouffalante. As I say, I really like the switching capabilities with Tapu Fini, and it's bulky. It's got access to Cotton Guard. It's got access to Amnesia. So I'm really excited to use Bouffalante this season. We pair it with Cofagrigus as our Trick Room setter. Really bulky. Gets some cool status moves here and there. I wanted a different type setter this season. I've had, I think in my go-tos are usually like Mushana, Aromatisse, and Dusk North. They're the 3 Trick Room setters I'm most familiar with. So we've kind of pushed the boat out a little bit, gone for Cofagrigus. I think it pairs really well with my Fighting Weak Trick Room mode with Steelix, Boufflant, and Drampa. So like having the Cofagrigus with Ally Switch or with just switch-ins to these close combats, I think is really valuable. As well as being able to like Will-O-Wisp, Nightshade, Hex, and some other cool tech that I'm planning on running with it. We've got Crobat. Love Crobats. I've done a series, I think I did a team tour recently, a draft team tour, and Crobat was on our team for like Generation 5, for Generation 6, for our Series 19, and so I've used Crobat in all of these different formats, and I fell in love with it. Inner Focus is so good in a non-max format. It's got good supporting moves. The only downfall for Crobat is, since it's hit Generation 8, is it's lost access to Super Fang, which I think is a great move to have on Crobat. It does pick up Dual Wing Beat though, so which isn't as good obviously, but it is nice to get them the Dual Wing Beats off onto some specific mons like Pheromosa or something. I really like Crobat, really fast, super fast, and solid tailwind support. Really helps my mons like Darmanitan, Mienshao, even Boufflant to hit a little bit harder, a little bit faster. Morpeko. I needed an electric type. Coming towards the end of the draft, and I hadn't got a electric type yet. There was a few electric types I'd been looking at during the season. I was really wanted to pick up this Hippowdon and Dracozolt at the start, and the reason for that is because Dracozolt could be running Sand Rush with Hippowdon, but it could also be running False Absorb for Tapu Fini as a switch-in. It's offensive, it's got a broken move in Bolt Beak, and paired that with Tapu Fini, like you're going to be wanting to bring your ground types, but like I've got Sceptile, Tapu Fini, which obviously you're going to threaten ground types. However, the Hippowdon got sniped pretty early by Colopsia, which was really unfortunate for me. I was thinking about getting a Dracozolt later on in the draft and getting Hippopotas as my tier 5, but then all the fire types, all the good value low tier fire types got picked up, so that's why I ended up getting the Darmanitan and ended up changing my Dragon to Drampa. And so we changed our electric type to Morpeko. It was tied between Emolga, Morpeko, Lantern, and Dedenne in the end, one of those tier 5 electric types. And I chose to go for Morpeko because it's also got that dark type, which I was also missing on this team due to a certain somebody going mono dark this season. No, Batista, I'm looking at you there. So because of this, we pick up Morpeko. Aura Wheel is really good. It gives it a free speed boost every time it's used. Morpeko's already got a high speed anyway at 97. I think its speed ties Urshifu. It gets access to like Parting Shot, it gets Snarl, it gets Thunder Wave, it gets there's it gets the Aura Wheel obviously, and it gets Fake Out. It also gets Fake Tears, which is really nice, which I always wanted from the start, like a fast fate, like some sort of Fake Tears mon to help support my especially offensive mons, which I understand here at the moment I've only got like 4 special attackers, so really helpful to have at least their damage increased a bit. I do find that of this season, like my speed's pretty wide range. Like I got fast, I got slow. I'm quite glad with my speed control. My offense attack is pretty decent. My offensive attack, my support is really good. I think with like Mienshao, Crobat, Cofagrigus, Morpeko, they're really good. And then I'm kind of lacking a little bit on the special offense and the special defense, but I'm hoping like some screens, some snarls, and just some disruption might help me there. I suppose we should probably mention I've got Mr. Mime. Yeah, so I picked up Mr. Mime. I kind of wanted another check to fighting types, to be honest. It got Fake Out, and I really was wanting Morgrem from tier 4. but that got picked really early. Understandably, it's really good. But Mr. Mime's okay. It's got 90 base speed. It's got access to pretty much every support move I want, other than like Fate Tears, really. So it's got like light screens. It's got the screens, obviously. It's got Thunder Wave. It's got Icy Wind. It's got a decent speed stat, decent special defense, horrible HP, good abilities, and it gets Fake Out as well. So we'll see. I think Mr. Mime could be interesting. I like the fact that it's Psychic and Fairy. Gives me a another fighting switch to an extent. Filter's also nice on it, as well as Technician, considering I'll be running some low powering moves. But I feel like with 100 base special attack, I could easily just choice specs it and be like, yes, fire off these Dazzling Gleams or Psychics and something like that. So I think there's a lot of flexibility to be had with Mr. Mime. So I don't know. That's basically the team. I'm really excited to use it. I'm really hoping that I can get maybe 1 or 2 wins this season. I feel like the team's really flexible, and I don't know. I think I'm going to enjoy using these mons more than I enjoyed my last season of VDL, where I felt a little bit restricted and a little bit awkward with my picks. So that's the team. Thanks for watching. And I look forward to seeing all you guys' content over and you talking about your draft reveals. So, see you next time, guys. Peace out.